Alright, peace, what up? Back with another video. So I'm gonna do this video about cause I'm from all parts of the places growing up and in the hood. Cause I'm from Philly, and the mentality is like thing I always heard growing up was you can't be everybody. That's probably all throughout the places, hoods where we at. Everybody think they could beat everybody, and you can't beat everybody. So there's always somebody out there tougher than you that could, you know, that's tougher than you that can, you know, got one that can knock you out or do that. So I'm not that I'm encouraging that, but no, it's not the toughest in the room. So I wanted to do a little scripture on that. Because, there's always somebody out there that could, there's always somebody out there that's tougher than you, or, that, because, growing up, everybody's tough, especially in Philly. That's the mentality. Everybody think they could beat everybody, and that's like, no. It's always out there, somebody out there harder than you, so not that I'm encouraging this, but, let's get, I want to get 2 Samuel chapter 3 and verse 39. This is King David. This is an actual warrior. But you know what he knew about Joab, that he's, I should, I'm going to have to keep this guy in control because I'm a mighty warrior. But, let me read it. All right, this is 2 Samuel chapter 3 and verse 39. And and I am this day weak, thou anointed king, and these men of the sons of Zeruiah be too hard for me, and the Lord shall reward the door of evil according to his wickedness. So I want to focus on that part where it says, these sons of Zeruiah be too hard for me. So those are that being Joab and his brother, and Joab was reading about. Just read 1 Samuel and 2 Samuel about Joab and the that whole story, that whole history. Joab was a mighty man, was a mighty warrior, and even like up there with King like David. So I wanted to bring that up because it says these men be too hard for me. So it was like, man, I gotta keep. Even David knew, like, I probably, even if it ever came down to it, I'll probably have to defend myself. These men are mighty men, and they're too hard for me. So they and in some certain scriptures you read how Joab would kind of talk to King David, be like, to the king. So be like, whoa. So King David knew, like, okay, maybe if I ever, um, you know, I had to find different ways to deal with this during his interactions with him, because yeah, they were very mighty men. And David even knew, like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to find different ways to deal with these guys, because so I bring that up because to say there's always somebody out there that's tougher than you. So all that, rah rah, I'm the toughest in the room, I'm the um biggest in the room. Yeah, that stopped because we seen Suge Knight get knocked out. We seen Mike Tyson get knocked out. So everybody's I remember my brother was telling me about well, we always grew up with people like this. He was at a party one time and he said he was talking to this girl, whatever. He's saying, he put his hand around her shoulders, saying, "Oh, I can knock out Floyd Mayweather, right?" Like, come on, man, that's that mentality, like, of you think you could beat everybody, and that's kind of different. But everybody thinks it's tough, or you can beat everybody. That's not the case. So yeah, but going back to the point with King David and Joab, we could read that 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, all throughout the and you'll later find out. Well, I actually gotta read that again soon. So yeah, let's get we'll get another scripture too. Ecclesiasticus chapter 18. Let's go Ecclesiasticus chapter 18 and 1. No, that's not it. 8 and 1. I'm sorry. strive not. Okay, it says Ecclesiasticus chapter 8 and verse 1. Strive not with a mighty man, that lest thou fall into his hands. So it says strive not with a mighty man. So basically, what's that? Saying like, don't like know your limitations. Like know like we ain't gonna take it L. Like if you ever get there, I'm not encouraging violence, but like I'm just coming at doing this video on the standpoint of everybody thinks they could, with the mentality of our people that think they could beat everybody or nobody's out there is tougher than them. There's always I was growing up, when I was growing up, I always heard that's like in schools, like there's always somebody tougher than you, like especially in jail, like there's always somebody that's more crazy than you are, more tougher than you. So you gotta stop with that. Have a spirit of peace. Does have a spirit of following the law. Don't always try to be a tough guy and this and that. So yeah, so I'm gonna read it again. It says, "Strive not with a mighty man, lest thou fall into his hands." So yeah, if you fall into a mighty man's hands, you're gonna take that up. So I'm gonna read. I'm just gonna verse. Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 and 13 says, keep far from the man that has the power to kill, so shall not doubt the fear of death. If thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of the snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. So it says, keep from afar men that have power to kill, man. So that's always true. Somebody respect. You don't know who's who, so you gotta relax on that. Try to be a tough guy, because that's why you always treat people with respect, because you don't know what somebody trigger is. You don't know what somebody's limitation is. We see that in the movie. The Joker and the if you haven't seen it on the subway scene when he just finally lost it and snapped and killed those three dudes. So that's why you don't know somebody's limit. So yeah, so all that tough guy can beat everybody. That can cost you your life basically. So try to don't move like that basically. So I'm basically read it and read what it says. Scripture in the Oxford. Let's get that. Let's go. I might. Let's see. Okay, now. Okay, I'm gonna read 2 Samuel chapter 3 and 39 in the Oxford Study Bible. So it says, "Anointed King, though I am, I feel weak and powerless in the face of the rulers of Zariah. They are too much for me. May the Lord requite the wrongdoer as his wrongdoing deserves." So notice how he said, "I feel powerless in the face of the sons of Zariah, which would be Joab and his brother, and the man that and his crew that he rode with." So so David even knew his limitations. I'm mighty worried about. I can't beat everybody, so I'm gonna have to change how I deal with these men. How I gonna I'll deal with these guys. So basically, yeah. So you can't beat everybody. So I'm gonna go to see what it says in the Ecclesiasticus in the okay. in the Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 1 in Oxford, it says, "Do not pit yourself against the great, for the for fear of falling into their power." So yeah, man, some certain time, even certain situations in the past that in the past I don't really get into fights anymore. But if I would, or even sometimes I was like, all right, I might take this L. This guy might, So it's like you can't beat everybody. So, and let me say this too, it's okay, like you know, not to be like that. You don't have to be that way, because those guys that don't not into the streets, or not, you know, that considered square, or is considered like uh um cowards or whatever you call them, like squares, are not about that. Like, they end up having long lives, and most guys that tough guy mentality end up dead or in prison. And regretful, is like, no, I should just let that go. Now I'm in here for 25 or over 30 years for something I could avoid it. So yeah. All right, so let's go to chapter 9, Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and 13, and it reads, Keep clear from of a man who has the power to kill, and you will not be haunted by the fear of death. But if you should approach him, to make no false steps, or risk losing your life. See, it's kind of what I said earlier. I'm reading it again. Keep clear of a man who has the power to kill, and you will not be haunted by the fear of death. But if you approach him and make no false step, or you will risk losing your life. So, and okay, be aware that you are moving among pitfalls, or walking in the battlements of a city. So that's kind of going to what I said earlier, is you don't know anybody's limit or what triggers somebody. So that's why you always treat somebody with respect, and be polite and courteous, and avoid silly like situations. So if you were accidentally bump into somebody, say my bad, those can go a long way. So that's really all I really want to get. So hopefully this is edifying. So peace.